What is up, players? It's WarbossTae up in this mug. I have been to the mountain. I have found my motivation, and I am jamming. Today is May the 13th, and oh boy. Actually, it's actually May the 14th. This is my video for May the 13th because this is everything I was able to do last night. I didn't get to film anything. I went straight to bed. It was pretty late, so I didn't want to wake anybody up in this house by cheering and whooping and hollering. So this is what I was able to do yesterday. Today, let me tell you what I'm planning to do. I am planning to finish these guys, and I put all the gloss coat on these guys' shoulders, so I'm going to be doing the transfers today, and then final touch-ups and highlights, washes and washes. I don't know. I think for the challenge, this might be a low priority because I did what I wanted to do with these guys, which was to base coat them. And I followed the art on the box, except for you can see the purple emblems, chaos icons. Everything else is pretty close to the box. And I'm really happy that I was able to finish them. Also, the stern guard for the vanguard, I'm sorry, for the iron hands. Base coats, you know, they're not really that impressive because everything looks very flat. There's no depth, really. It's not until you get to the shades and the highlights where they really start to pop. But I wanted these guys to look a little bit different than the boys in the front, and by doing some golds and reds, I was able to do that. I wanted to stay away from anything that might make them look like Raven Guard or Black Templar, so I kept the reds to a very bare minimum. Where I could, I used this Doombull Brown as the red for the leather, and what that does is it creates more of a brown red rather than the red that you kind of associate with Raven Guard and Black Templar. I mean, I don't know why Games Workshop has so many armies with black, but the way we differentiate Iron Hands is we put a lot more silver. So silver on the rims of the shoulder pads, silver everywhere you can. Then you'll notice that the shoulder pads here are kind of glossy and kind of shiny. That's just to smooth it down. You put the gloss coat on it so that it will smooth down the paint surfaces and create a nice surface for your decals. And I saw the 40K Orcs rep these products, so I want to do so as well. Microset and Microsolid, just fantastic products when putting on decals. I always use them. When you put the Microset on, it creates a nice surface as well for your decal, and then it'll help you to maneuver it and move it around. The Microsolid dissolves it and makes it soft and helps make it pliable and movable, and then kind of melts it so that it'll conform to the rounded surface. Because as anyone who's tried to put a transfer on shoulder pads knows, the Games Workshop transfers are pretty tricky to work with because they don't stick the way they should. When you have some Microsol painted over them though, then they will melt in, I'd say maybe like a half an hour, and then once it dries, then it really forms up nice. It almost looks like you painted them on. That's what I use for all of my decals. That's what I used for this fellow here, especially here on this side, so I highly recommend it. And here's a little tip. Once you're done putting your decal on, after you let it dry, give it a little something, paint it a little bit. Paint white on the fist, black around it, and it'll get rid of that extra shine and also make it blend well into the model. Alright, these guys are awesome. I had fun priming them and finding all the bone bits and painting them Rakarth flesh. So now we're going to go back in and we're going to do some silvers and blacks. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. The question of the day, look at this, I fixed my phone screen and then I cracked my iPad screen. Dropped it on the ground. I'm so clumsy. I usually have a case around it, but then there was that time when I was using it to film, so I took it out of the case, just like that. One time I take it out of its protective case, it falls on the ground. That's okay. There's a repair place down the street. He'll be happy to see me again. Take all my money. Okay, week 2 wrap up. Halfway through the challenge. Woo! How are you holding up? Oh man, I'm kind of swamped with stuff, but I'm doing well. I got more stuff to paint, so I'm excited. Did you achieve your primary objective for week 2? Now this is again a day early. Sorry, it didn't really occur to me that, you know, it's a day early, but I have today to reach my primary objective, so we will see in tomorrow's video. Level 4s, describe the narrative momentum of your fluff. Narrative momentum of your fluff. Okay, so My guy is just traveling, my mech is traveling through space in his little junker spaceship with 2 little Grat assistants. He's looking for a place to land, an Imperial planet, maybe a trash junk planet, or like a ruined planet, or just something where there's not going to be a lot of Imperial presence, so that he can get the scraps that he needs, because he's only one guy. He doesn't have all the orcs with him. And I'm gonna write the fluff down. I'm actually gonna write another Word document and post that up, which I see some of you guys are also doing, and that's amazing. So I want to throw my hat in the ring and do that as well. And yeah, so that's all for today. If I'm able to finish what my objectives are, which is I base coded that, so that's accomplished, mission accomplished. Haven't even started washing these guys, so that's going to be a big one. But luckily, there's only 3 washes that I'm going to be using, and that is Rakeland Flesh Shade for the yellow, Thonian Camel Shade, I believe, for the green, and Agrat's Earth Shade for everything else. Finish the decals on these guys, and this is probably what's going to slow me up, because I usually take my time figuring out how stuff goes. So we'll see. If I'm able to do that, then he will find a nice planet to park his junker on and start getting to work and building some awesome vehicles. So check in with me tomorrow. Congratulations to everybody who's still working hard and making it happen. You guys, really, you inspire me. I think one of the main reasons why I kind of lost steam was because I didn't, I couldn't really find my motivation, and just being able to churn through all these videos today. You might notice me barraging your channel with comments. I'm basically going from the bottom of the Made Painting Challenge where I left off at day 4 and just working my way up. So if you see comments from me from a while ago, then that's why that is. Basically, thank you guys. Keep up the great work. I'm sorry this video took so long, and I'll see you tomorrow. Laters!